QUARKSAUCE is one of the most knowledgeable players when it comes to Switzerland. I invited him to play through a few rounds and share the most useful tips. These are the highlights from the stream, and we will look at both basics and some more advanced knowledge. All the resources we will talk about are in the video description, as well as links to my guest. QUARKSAUCE often streams on Twitch, and you can learn a lot from there as well. And now have fun with this video. Do you have like any general tips before we got into this? Also, are there any other resources that I don't know about? I think I know about one resource. I can post that in chat, which is just that architecture video, which covers a little bit of Switzerland too, but not too much. So I'm gonna post that. But other than that, do you have any general tips?
Most basic would be that there are different languages, so you can already exclude regions when you see text.
Yeah.
And then there are like three regions: the Alps, the Midlands, and the Jura Mountains. They're pretty distinctive, so you can also like divide the language regions into those three regions. Then you're already pretty close. And yeah, other than that, then it comes to architecture or recognizing a specific mountain that is visible from a lot of places. Yeah, but I think we will come across those mountains.
Definitely, I think
while we're playing. Yeah, also area codes and for sure the abbreviations of the cantons. Because here and there you will see them on unblurred plates or like private parking signs where it's reserved for a specific car, and then you see the canton. Yeah,
there are quite a lot of cantons, right? How many is it?
Yeah, there are 26.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a good thing. When you have a clue for a canton, then you're already very close. So I think it's quite worth to learn the two-letter codes for those.
Then yeah, let's start. All right. Okay. We have some signs, but I don't think we can read them. No shot. Some poles. Landscape. Car, but not really visible, readable, anything. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'm gonna go somewhere here. Okay, completely the other side. Okay.
I didn't really have an idea. I mean, if we could read that yellow sign, maybe they could. There would be just like a hiking path information. Maybe that looked French, but because it's like two words, then it might be French. Because in German it would be just one word, like Wanderweg. So that was a clue for the French side.
What about like we have like agriculture here, so maybe just a general thing, like what kind of parts do you find agriculture in?
It's pretty everywhere in the Midlands.
Okay.
So you can find those fields from Geneva to St. Gallen pretty much everywhere.
I was wondering, is there anything about poles in Switzerland, or can we just ignore them for the rest of the evening?
No, you can ignore them.
Okay. Okay, wipes. Of blurs. Well, there's some German over there for sure. Bus stops maybe, in case they are useful. And some more houses and hills.
Yeah, those bus stops are actually useful, but not the yellow ones. The yellow ones are everywhere. That's like a post bus.
Here. Oh, that was actually a good guess.
Yeah, when you see like this arc on the front, yeah, it's a Bern style house. But yeah, you can find it also in nearby cantons. But I'd say if it looks like this, I always go close to Bern. This roof that goes down from that side, yeah, exactly this one. It's also very typical for the area around Bern.
Okay. Vibes. Bahnhofstraße. I don't know. Here. Ooh, nice one.
Yeah, I wanted to go first, like in that area, and then I thought, that's too far west. I mean, we had north the Jura mountain range.
Mm-hmm.
Jura mountains are like divided in the folded Jura and the table Jura.
Okay.
Then you see these long ranges, and it's the folded Jura. It goes basically from Geneva to like until Olten, somewhere there. So until the middle. And yeah, when you see such a long range, then you're usually west of Olten.
Mm-hmm.
Then you kind of uh, can try to line it up like how it is, because it's like one big curve, like the first row of the mountain. This mountain range, it's very recognizable when you see the limestone everywhere. It's a lot of white rocks showing out of the forest, and you can see them everywhere. So you know that you're not in the Alps when you see that.
Okay, here's your architecture. There's a flag actually. I don't know if that's useful, but here's some fruit trees, I think. Yeah, landscape of course too. Okay, no.
Yeah, this looked like the canton flag of Basel Landschaft, but I didn't see it actually that clearly. But just that and in connection with the landscape. I mean, this is like classic table Jura mountains, like not the long range hills, but more like, as you can see, like almost like like tables or little hills,
Yeah,
and so on. And yeah, I mean, Alps are much higher. It's good to know how those mountains look, like the first mountains when you're in the Midlands and look at the Alps. And when you know which one is which mountain, then you already know the region. For example, the Rigi Mountain has a huge antenna on it, and it's so distinctive. You would recognize it from every corner, like
okay.
when you're around that mountain. There are like, I'd say 4, 5, 6 mountains. You should know how they look.
What would you say? Which ones are the ones that are useful to learn actually?
I would definitely check how the two mountain ranges in Geneva look like, to the left and to the right, because yeah, if it's there and then you guess somewhere else, then you lose a lot of points, and they are gettable, I'd say. So I would check how they look. Like in the Alps, yeah, one of the mountains is like Le Molaison, just a little southwest of
This
Gruyere.
one.
Le Molaison has like
Yeah.
a cable car on top, so that's recognizable. South of Lucerne is Pilatus. That one is visible from far. And then east of Lucerne is Rigi, that one, and maybe Santis, and also how the Rhine Valley looks like at the border to Liechtenstein and Austria. And on Jura Mountains, I would definitely check how Chasseral Lux. It has a pretty unique antenna on it,
Mhm.
and it's the highest mountain in this mountain area, in this mountain range. Le Suchet. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. It's like a mountain without trees on top, so it's pretty recognizable. So I'd say those are the ones, and just in general, how it looks like near Solothurn or near Olten. It's so different that you will always recognize
Mhm.
where you are.
Okay. Herbruck. A lot of clues here. Things to read. Pretty big mountain over there. I don't know. Ooh. Ah, that was okay.
Like, yeah, how the Rhine Valley looks, like close to the Bodensee. Like when you look on the Austrian side,
Mhm.
that's this direction to the south. So those hills, just how it looks is useful to know. It's also when you get an Austrian location, it's pretty useful to know how it looks because it's far west Austria. You can lose a lot of points, so it's pretty useful just to look at that valley. Hoerkasten, which is
Oh, this, yeah.
labeled there, it also has a huge antenna, and it helps you to
Mhm.
see where you are in the valley.
Here we go. There's some signs over here. So that's probably helpful. Oh, that too, I'd assume. And we have wine here. Yeah. Hereish.
Yep,
Nice
one. Typical location for the North Shore of Lake Geneva. Like east of Lausanne, you have a lot of vineyards.
Mm-hmm.
The whole coast is covered with vineyards. Usually you get vineyards at almost every lake, like Neuchâtel, Lake Biel, also Lake Zurich, you get vineyards. But this lake is just the biggest lake, and it's pretty easy to see that it can't be another one. Usually you also see the other side where are also mountains. And on Lake Neuchâtel, for example, you don't have mountains on the other side.
Okay.
So that's like the only lake where you have mountains on both sides.
Is it tracker? No, it's just Gen 4. German. Ooh, maybe useful phone number here. Some signs too.
I mean, those numbers are the hiking distance in time.
Ah, yeah. Makes sense.
But usually all places are pretty close, like because you don't walk for 30 kilometers usually. And on the white little plate, there is always the place where you are right now. So that's pretty useful to pinpoint.
Oh, and even a plate. Yeah.
Unblurred plate.
You have like everything here. So that's probably burn. And we can see the mountain range north again. Here. So we're probably somewhere in this region. Yeah, just gonna go somewhere here. Where was it? Oh, that actually was. I just missed it, I guess.
There was a 034 area code. Yeah, those are actually useful. I mean, it's a car, so it can move. But the 034 is around Burgdorf. That's a town that is visible on the map from quite far away.
Is there like a general area for like maybe 01, 02, 03?
And it starts in Lausanne with 021, and then Geneva is 022. So it's like 02s are in the west, then 03s are in Bern and northwest. 04 is like Lucerne and then Zurich, and 05 are around that area, so it doesn't really make sense. Also 051 and 058 are like company numbers that can be everywhere. So there's not really a good system.
Okay.
Or like, yeah, then 06 is Basel, and 7 St. Gallen, and 8 is Chur in the east, and 9 is Ticino in the south. Mostly you will see 07, and those are just mobile numbers.
Okay.
Like all the 07s, they don't help.
All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, some signs here. I mean, yeah, you probably can recognize some stuff here. I'm just going somewhere there. Yeah, everyone with the 5K. Very nice, GG.
I'd say this whole valley, like that southern one, is pretty easy to recognize. Like when you look north, you can see it's a pretty wide valley.
Yeah.
And goes east-west, and yeah, we even had French language. It's basically the only valley that it's so big, French language in the Alps. You see a lot of houses. That's very typical for the whole valley, and yeah, just holiday region. A lot of chalet.
Anything about houses here?
To me, that looks pretty much like the architecture of that canton. Like wooden houses, almost only wooden houses. To the east in Canton Graubünden, I don't know what's the name in English, Grisons or something like that. There you have a lot of stone houses. So it's more common to have stone houses there than in the Ticino part, which is the canton to the east from Valle. There it looks more Italian, like Italian style houses. So if you have those wooden houses, there is a good chance that you're in that valley where we are now.
Okay.
I mean, there are wooden houses everywhere here and there. It's more like a general hint.
No. Down here. Okay.
Yeah, to me looked like that region. I mean, first there is École on the floor, like on the street. So
I completely missed
part.
that. Yeah.
We have a hill south, but north there was nothing. Means we're not in the Jura Mountains, because there you would see hills to the north as well. They continue into France. So that's not possible that we're there. So we had to be like on the edge of the pre-Alps in the Fribourg region, because it's the only area where it's French speaking and a hill to the south.
Okay.
Because around Lausanne you would already see the lake, and if you go a little bit more northeast, it's already German there.
One thing I've been wondering too is like, you get a lot of fall coverage. Is there any like seasonal meta in Switzerland?
I actually checked that because I thought you would ask me.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a AI generated maps with only like August coverage, only September coverage, only October, and so on. And I can tell you it's completely random.
Okay.
Someone from the army. There are like a few places with military bases.
Kind of looks like GeoWizard. On a
Maybe
straight
maybe
line
not from the
mission.
army. It's just a geowizard walking in a straight line through the Alps.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense this route. Like, you can just walk this and then just have to go through these bushes and then you can cross the mountains again.
This feels like Switzerland would be much harder than Wales.
Yeah, I think so.
And no angry people shouting at you. I don't know if you have watched all the videos.
Yeah, definitely.
But felt like when you cross their private
Yeah.
areas, then it's a big thing. And I asked myself, like, why? Because here people would invite you, like, for beer or tea, whatever.
Don't have much here. It looks like it could be maybe with these big houses. At least close to a big city, I would say. Oh, look at this.
Okay. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Obviously, Ittigen. I mean, had like the
Had
Ittigen
absolutely no
architecture and everything. Like, pretty clear Ittigen here.
Yeah, maybe those roofs, but I don't know. I mean, not this one. That house looked more central or east to me. Yeah, maybe this roof makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Or Bern, just generic. I don't know. I mean, you both guessed in the area, so maybe you can tell me what you've seen.
I just wondered, like, if I were a GeoWizard, where would I route my straight line mission? And then Ittigen made a lot of sense, I would say.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have like any final words, final tips? I don't know. Anything we didn't see or you would like to point out? I don't know.
Not really. I mean, we never had the location in Ticino, just the Italian-speaking part. Architecture and vegetation, everything looks a lot different there. If you think it looks like Italy, just go there. It's basically like that.